Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, it's all about brows. So if you've been struggling to do your brows, then look no further. In this video, I take you through the basics on how to do beginner-friendly eyebrows. So stay tuned and keep on watching. First, you will need a spoolie brush like this. And you will brush your brows in an upward direction, as this allows your brow hairs to be set into place and it makes your brows appear more fuller. Next, I'm going in with the Catrice Slimatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Deep Brown. This brow pencil has a fine tip, making it much easier to create hair-like strokes, and it has a spoolie brush on the other end. Now, a simple guide for brows is to take your brow pencil, place it at the side of your nose. This is where your brow will start. Use your pencil to mark each point, and then you do the same. This time, move your pencil through the pupil of your eye. Mark this spot, as this is where your brow should arch. And finally, move your pencil towards the end of your eye. Now, mark this spot as well, because this is where your brow should end. Marking these areas with your brow pencil will give you better placement for when you need to line and fill in your brows. Always ensure to hold your brow pencil further away from the tip. This allows you to have a lighter hand when creating hair-like strokes, as opposed to holding it closer to the tip, which will give you a heavier hand, apply on more pressure and product. Now I take my brow pencil, and following those points that I had marked my brows with, I use that as a guide by drawing a line on my bottom brow first. From the first point of my brow, working all the way through my bottom brow, through to the middle of the brow, all the way to the end of the brow, using these points as my guide from where to start my brow and where to end my brow. And as you can see, I'm using a very light hand, just gently drawing a soft line from the beginning of my brow all the way to the end of my brow. And now taking my brow pencil and doing the exact same thing, but now at the top of my brow. Now you will notice that I did not start at the beginning of my brow, and I did not use the first marked point as my guideline like how I did at the bottom brow. However, I'm starting from the middle of the brow, working my way through the brow, following the shape of my brow all the way to the end of my brow, using the last point for where my brow should end. Now, the reason I did not start at the beginning of my brow is because I want my brow to look as natural as possible. So when I get to the beginning of my brow, I will create more hair-like strokes, making it look more natural as possible. Now, as you can see that this area of my brow is very sparse, so I want to create more hair-like strokes to make this brow as natural as possible. And I start off by using my first guideline, which is the point that I marked at the beginning of my brow. I'm using a very light hand and creating my first hair-like stroke. Now again, the trick here is how you hold your brow pencil. You want to ensure to have a very light hand as possible when holding your brow pencil, and by this you want to have your fingers away from the tip as opposed to closer to the tip. Also hold your brow pencil in a more angled way as opposed to pressing on your product directly onto the skin. And you can also see that my hair on my eyebrows are growing in a more diagonal direction, so you want to also make sure that you follow the direction of your eyebrow hairs when creating your hair-like strokes. And as you can see, I'm doing this very gently, very slowly, taking my time to create the perfect hair-like strokes. I also want to try and keep it as natural as possible without creating any dark or harsh lines at the beginning of my brow. And now taking the spoolie on the other side of the brow pencil and just brushing all of that product through my brows in an upward direction. This will distribute the product evenly through my brows. It will also eliminate any of those harsh lines that you may have made when you were creating your hair-like strokes. And now I'm just filling in any spaces that may not be even to my other brow. However, keep in mind that your brows do not need to look like twins as long as they look like sisters. I'm now going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Medium Beige and using an angled brush and applying on some product to the bottom of my brow, following the shape of my brow as best as I can. This concealer is 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. The reason you want to take a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than your skin tone is so that you can create a base on your eyelid, and this also gives you good definition for your brow. It neatens and cleans up the shape of your brow. Ensure to apply on the concealer as close to your bottom brow as possible, also ensuring to follow your brow line from the beginning of your brow till the end of your brow. And now with the same brush, I'm just dragging all of that product in a downward direction so that I can blend it out much easily. And now taking a fluffy brush and just blending all of that product from the bottom of my brow onto my lid. Doing this very gently and slowly, ensuring not to get any product on my brow, but rather pushing all of that product onto my lid. And as you can see, my brow is looking so much more shaped and defined from blending out that concealer. I'm now doing the same to the top of my brow, this time going in with a shade that is slightly closer to my skin tone in the shade Cool Tan. And the reason for this is because I do not want to highlight the top of my brow. However, I just want to conceal, neaten, and define my brow a bit. And going back in and just blending and buffing out that product. And finally, I'm going in with the Essence Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. This step is optional. However, I really do like this to be added on as my last step because it really does create that more natural and fluffy effect. Going in with a spoolie and just applying a little product and brushing it through my brows in an upward direction. And as you can see, brows are complete, they're neat, they're defined, and they're natural and fluffy. And that's it for me, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial and I hope I've made it as beginner friendly as possible. Remember, brows do not need to look like twins as long as they look like sisters. If you enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you're new to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And until my next one, take care. Bye.